Welcome to BamBam-O-Rama.
Welcome to BamBam-O-Rama. We got the schmeats.
We got the schmeats.
Good evening. Welcome to the BamBam-O-Rama podcast.
Yep. And today we're talking about killing Adrian.
Yeah. Because
you killed your face. I liked your.
Huh?
You killed your face. I liked your supervillain mustache that you no longer have.
I messed up shaving. That's the only time I ever.
Oh, is that really what happened?
When I cut that off so quick, it's not because I'm tired of it. It's just that I messed up shaving. But that's also because it's not that important to me. Right? I'm not concentrated, I guess.
You know what I thought about? And I know, I'm sorry. I know we haven't gotten into the topic yet, but I was watching a friend of mine post on her TikTok. She was telling a story and doing like one of the skincare routines that girls do sometimes. Mm-hmm. And you know, as we're trying to do this thing, I try to be supportive of my friends doing similar things.
Yeah.
So I sat there and I watched her tell the story, and she was putting, rubbing stuff all over her face. And I was like, I haven't touched this part of my face. And it was just funny, like seeing when I was watching her put the stuff on her face, I was like, I reached up and I touched this part of my face. And I was like, I touched my beard. And I was like, I haven't touched this part of my face in so long.
Just lift a flap up. And So death. Interesting ways to die, especially with like all the celebrities that are celebrities, right? Because, there's constantly someone, unfortunately, passing away. But when your age group of celebrities start passing away, or at least the beginning of them, right? You start thinking about it a little bit more, I think.
For me, I think death really, how do I say it? Really starting thinking about death. Death probably happened. Well, me dying, I don't know when I started thinking about that, but I started recognizing people dying somewhere in my mid-20s, because there was a good chunk of 4 years where it seemed like I had a family member or a friend pass away every 6 months. It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough for a while. And I mean, it sucks. As we get older, that is more of our reality. Thankfully, I've had kind of a break of close people dying on me, but as we get older, it's going to start happening again. And when we really get older, it's going to be regular. But either way.
But off of the somber note of it, how would you want to go?
How would I want to go? Dude.
Yeah, like if you could pick.
I've always made jokes about having an epic death. I think I've made the jokes so much that I'm almost married to it. That if I go in my sleep and I go peacefully, I'm going to be like, man, that was boring. Or I guess I don't know what happens afterwards. So I don't know if I'll have a consciousness after I die. So while I'm dying, I'll be like, man, this sucks. Like, why aren't 40 people shooting at me right now while I stand on a hill?
I mean, we could make it happen, right?
We could make it happen.
What if in the future you're like, because we've got meta now, right? And we have even GTA 6 is kind of announcing that the new game is going to have role-playing options, which means that we're going to be getting into more of like that metaverse type conversation with more things sooner than later. When
you say meta, you're talking about the company that owns Facebook and Instagram
and who is making metahumans. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not familiar with metahumans. What is that?
I mean,
like AI?
It's not AI. It's like your 3D virtual avatar, So what it really is just your 3D scan in a way, or, your 3D model that you're making so that you feel, I guess, more what you want to be.
So what you're saying is with meta, we can give me an epic death and I don't actually have to epically die.
Well, yeah, in a way, I am saying that because, I mean, let's just hypothesize that there's a way to actually harness our consciousness and put it in these things. And let's just say that ability to do so is like 10 years down the road, right? Let's just say hypothetically that they are able to harness, like mushrooms with their electrodynamic properties to allow us to download our consciousness into the computer games, right? And that's just how they crack the code. Anyway, we all end up in there, and also it's like a video game. we are just able to just kill ourselves over and over because computer games and stuff can be programmed, right? So even though you can die in the game, as long as you're in the safety nets, etc., you're fine.
So it's kind of like so what you're describing is like, so you eat these mushrooms.
Yeah, you become GTA.
You
Like, it's
eat
like-
these
like that
mushrooms, and then
Guy
you get
film.
to be in the game,
Mhm.
and then if you die in the game, you just wake up IRL.
Well, you can tell. Let's just say you can tell. You know, like you feel like digital things start like happening over and over. You know, deja vu happens more often.
Yeah, like you feel. Oh yeah, deja vu would be crazy. That's why I think a lot of people make the Matrix glitch jokes because of deja vu. But and you would feel like instead of skin, you would feel like you're made out of. I feel like I'm made out of skin. You would feel like you're made out of dots.
Yeah, maybe fuzzy feeling.
I get it.
But what would you think that's the best way to die?
What
would you try to do that you would risk it all for? You know?
Oh God, dude. I mean, what would I try to do? I mean, I don't know. I've said, there was always the joke, and I don't know how I would get here. There was the joke that I would die in a hail of gunfire on a hill with while I'm shooting dual wielding pistols and or revolvers, probably pistols, because dual wielding revolvers is really hard to do. But that was always the joke I used to make a long time ago, and like part of my brain is married to that idea. So like, what is I don't know how this result happens, that I'm being shot by 500 people on a hill. Am I a dictator in this reality? I don't know.
Oh,
I hope not.
That if you had the option to be, you would become evil.
I don't think. Okay, if we're talking about like me living out my life in a video game.
No, we're just talking about the death. You didn't
Just
have to say anything about what you did before. You just threw yourself under a bus. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to be a dictator.
No, I wouldn't be a dictator. I will say this though. If this reality of I'm going to eat a mushroom, I'm going to be basically pixelated video game, and I can do this, 100 times, and it's not really me dying, and it's not really me living out an actual reality, there would be one where I would see what it's like to be a shitty person. There would be one reality where I would do that. Not that I'm a perfect person, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who know me that are like, Jackson's a piece of shit. But
why do you think that you would do that?
Because I don't know what that's like to be that kind of person. It's hard for me to make those. It's really hard for me to make those decisions. I don't know. And honestly, to be completely honest, I don't know that I would go as far to do it, because even when I do play games of like role-playing games, D&D, games like Fable, what would you call Fable? I guess that's a role-playing game for just video game where you really get to control your outcome. I still do my best to make the honest and true decisions. Even though I realize I'm like, this is made up. I could be a bad guy. I would like to try to do that in a fake reality, but I think I probably still end up with not. But either way.
But that is part of the thing, is like, video games are interesting because there's no consequence, but then people will argue that the consequence is the argument that the other person's put their time and effort into it and that you're taking away from them. So it's like, what's the limit? So I think when there's unlimited resources, much less the unlimited respawn, that whole argument kind of goes out the window. I understand the time and effort thing,
right?
But also people are playing video games expecting that, or actually, I mean, you should be expecting that. If you're not, then I think you've been conditioned for that. In the end, this is a video game we're trying to describe, or at least that's the closest thing we can relate it to, right?
Yeah.
So you have unlimited lives. You think you might play around. Let's say, though, you only have a limited amount.
A limited amount? Okay.
Right?
Like, so I got 5 lives, say,
Sure.
Just randomly. Like, I can only do this playthrough 5 times. I've got to make the choices to make the Haley gunfire happen. I've got to. What are the choices, though? I'm just kidding. We don't have to get into that.
I mean, you can just sign up for it. It's a game.
It's a game. So I could just, basically, I could just live my life in the game, whatever, and then I could be like, or no, just sign up for it. So like, I'm playing the game. After 2 or 3 hours of gameplay, I'm like, you know what? It's time for this character to die. How does he die? Bam, death happens.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I want to reset, or I don't like that I killed this towns member on accident. I need better karma. I need to reset. And even if it doesn't reset, like it's completely restarts, rather, it would be interesting. And that would be crazy. Huh?
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm interjecting. You finish your thought first.
But that would just be crazy if that's how what we are in is really what's happening, Because reincarnation is an interesting concept within death, where people say that they can remember their past lives. But to me, that sounds more like you've already experienced it directly, rather than reincarnation suggests that it's an indirect, almost cosmic relationship that we would have within each other and
Right.
our old selves, right? So
Mhm.
memories being attributed to a somewhat related past just because your energy is the same rather than the same entity.
Yeah.
I think I'm saying it in a really convoluted way, but
No, I think you are saying it from what I understand. If reincarnation is real, and honestly, I think there is an explanation that gives us that reincarnation is the actual afterlife, right? Is actually what happens after we die, because
Sure.
your energy is gonna go somewhere. Your
Right.
energy is gonna become something.
right.
Does that
Personally,
become
if
now?
there's a concept I would try to jump on if I had to, it'd be that one.
It doesn't necessarily mean that your energy is going to become another person. It could become energy that becomes a blade of grass. It could be energy that becomes dirt or mushroom or anything. And honestly, I'm where I am, I'm kind of leaning a lot more towards that. After we die, our energy goes somewhere, it kind of dissipates, it kind of turns into something else.
Right.
To answer your question the best I can, I don't know why. It's always been the hail of gunfire for me, or for has been a big joke of an answer. But if I were to choose the way I would die, like if you laid out, gave me a top 5 ways I wanted to die, and we've actually done this before on road trips. My top 5 is always some kind of execution, or some kind of dying in a heroic way, or dying by being mauled of an animal. And I don't know why. These are my top ways of dying. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucked up. But Adrian, what about you? How would you die?
I mean, I already have, Personally, I think some sort of larger creature attack that's more rare. So, like a shark comes to mind, even though I
Right.
wouldn't be caught out in the ocean. Yeah, I just don't want to anymore.
I understand. Would you
but
go to
yeah.
the beach, like, and hang out
Yeah,
on
beach
the?
is different. I'm not talking about going into the water in general. I'm just saying going out into the ocean. I wouldn't do it, no.
Oh, like on a deep sea diving.
Yeah, I would just hang out in like waist deep water and stuff like that. I just wouldn't go too deep into there.
Right. I get that. Now, for some reason, I do want to try. I say I wouldn't go like deep sea diving. I want to try it, but that's in a controlled situation with people. Usually, I would never do it on my own. Like people who, like two friends who are just like, we're gonna go out and do this. I think Rhett and Link talk about doing it. They like do it regularly. They just like rent a boat and go do it in the coast of California. And I'm like, no, I need a guide if I'm gonna do this. But either way. And I know they're few and far between, like you said, because you did say like a shark attack is rare. We realize that. Both you and I do. But something about
I mean, all of the problems are rare out there in
terrifying.
the water. But yeah, when it happens, not even talking about the submarine fellows, but when something bad happens in the ocean, that's just kind of it, like there's not really a whole lot that people can do if it's bad enough out there,
So you would be an animal attack.
Probably, like I said, something larger that's unique. Even like a polar bear is a little bit different and unique. But polar bear, you would kind of have to be really stupid for that one to happen.
I don't know, dude. I've heard. To be there in general, you'd have to be really stupid.
Like you got to go out of your way to get in polar bear territory, as far as I've been led to believe by
To
and
get
this
in the
is
territory,
just solely based off television, okay?
No, but you're right. To be in the territory, to be attacked by a polar bear, you'd have to try really hard. But from what I understand, the polar bear attack is and I could be wrong. I think it's the worst. I think they're the most vicious bear.
Well, I mean, they're certainly the largest, right? Aren't they?
Yeah, they're definitely the largest. The black bear, if you have to come in contact with a bear, the black bear.
That's the one you get big.
Yeah.
That's the one you go and start making noise and shit.
They generally run away. I'm rooting for you for the polar bear.
You want that to happen? I mean, we can go to Alaska. Like I've been saying, I want to go to watch some whales and bird watching, all that old man stuff up there in Alaska.
Dude, let's do. We spent a whole what's it called? We spent a whole episode when we first started this podcast about you almost or kind of trying to talk me into getting on a cruise. Why don't we break my cruise cherry with an Alaskan cruise?
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool. Let's find a singles cruise.
A singles Alaskan cruise?
Yeah. Let's try for next summer. We'll find a singles cruise.
I'm fucking down. Let's do it.
Get some chicks. Then I'll get killed by a polar bear. It'll be perfect.
And I'll have to console all of them.
You piece of shit. You're going to fuck all the women after I'm dead?
I mean, If what's the point of your best friend dying if it's not to get laid?
I mean, that's actually true. If you didn't capitalize on that, I'd be kind of upset with you.
I know you would.
Like,
I
what
know
are you doing, dude? They're like right next to you. I'm dead. Go.
Fucking do it.
Shoot your shot, bro. I guess if nothing else, I wouldn't say big past that, but something unique would be fun. Maybe electrocution. I think when it comes to like the energy concept, if you're gonna die with electricity, there's got to be if any of it's true, there's got to be something to that, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember. Like, so do you mean like an electrical accident, or like being strapped to the electrocution chair,
or struck by lightning,
or struck by lightning? Oh yeah,
yeah.
Dude,
I want to go like powder.
Yeah, that would honestly, yeah.
Stick
Lightning
out
would be the
into
way
a
to go, I
field.
think, with electricity.
Just shave all my everything off completely. You remember that movie?
I know the movie you're talking about. I never.
It's got Jeff
saw
Goldblum in it.
Does it have Jeff Goldblum in it?
Yeah, he's like I think he's the teacher. I think he's Powder's teacher. It's a really good. I mean, it's so cheesy. It's so 90s. Like when you watch, you can be like, "Oh my god, this is definitely made in the 90s."
I think that was another one of those because I was a very gullible child. In fact, when you guys give me shit about not watching movies back in the day, I would always be like, I want to watch this movie. And one of my friends who saw it and didn't like it, they were like, it sucks. And I was like, oh, then I don't need to see that movie. Whereas nowadays, I'm like, I'm going to make my own opinion. And Powder is one of those I would really like to make my own opinion about. And I need to do that soon.
I mean, did you watch Phenomenon with John Travolta back in the 90s?
No, same thing. Same thing. Someone was like, it sucks.
Well, all I was going to say about that one was that it's kind of like the similar vibe as far as 90s, definitely 90s movie, but it's still worth watching. And what I mean by that, and you started seeing a lot of the same, not same songs, definitely a lot of the same use of song types to make the tone. And of course, that's part of movie making and TV and stuff. But I don't know if it's just the music that we were getting back then that made it so cheesy or what. But there's a cheesy feel out of almost every 90s movie, and it's definitely part of that. You know what I mean? All the intense moments are like, what the fuck when you watch it, you know? I giggle almost at every dramatic moment in the 90s movie.
Like, for some reason, in my mind, he just looks like Lex Luthor from Smallville.
I mean, kind of.
But I'm sure I'm wrong.
He looks more like Death from Bill and Ted. Like if Death had a son, it would be Powder.
Yeah, he does look more like that. What is the actor? Oh,
that's the guy from Boondock Saints?
He was in Boondock Saints? Is he
I didn't realize that. Yeah, he's the other guy.
He's the other Boondock Saint?
Is that what
that's
I'm seeing?
Funny. He's in
that
both of them.
Look like Connor McMahon. Yeah, that's him.
That's funny.
That is wild.
That's funny. That's funny. Now I really want to watch the Boondock Saints.
I love that movie.
I love the Boondock Saints. I didn't like 2 very much. Was there a third one? Did they stop at 2?
So at least on IMDb, it's listed. Again, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I think that Superman movie with Nicolas Cage might even be on here. What was that called? Superman Forever? No.
Nicolas Cage.
Legacy?
Was this barely rings a bell. Was Nick Cage supposed to be Superman at some point?
Yeah, Nick Cage was supposed to be Superman, and Kevin Smith, I think, was the writer of the film.
This barely rings vaguely rings a bell. I don't, because there was, I'm not going to lie, I've changed my mind, but there was a point in time where I was not a Nick Cage fan and I thought Nick Cage was a terrible actor. I don't think he is a great actor. I think he's one of the most interesting actors out there because he makes some wild choices and I 100% appreciate him for him.
I have a statement about that Nicolas Cage has never been a bad actor. Nicolas Cage,
I agree now.
I know. But Nicolas Cage has been so available that people stopped appreciating Nicolas Cage.
I completely agree.
He made because he does everything. Like if someone sends him a script, it feels like he's going to say yes.
Like Gone
so there was a time. What's that?
Like Gone in 60 Seconds.
I mean, I don't know. I think
not
that
a good
one was. I think he went I think everyone thought that was going to be a big thing because it had Giovanna Ribisi. It had what's her name? Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie. Yeah, it had a blockbuster cast. And I think it did have
really good actors, to be honest. I mean, but
I think a lot of people liked that movie because they wanted to like it and were blinded by who was in it and the fact that there were action sequences. But I think if you sit down and really pay attention to that movie, it's not good.
I would say, like, I would literally bet money, however you want to say it. if we made a sequel to that movie with modern writers, blows everything that's in that tier. That's Fast and the Furious. That's Mission Impossible. Well, maybe not that one. Actually, Mission Impossible is pretty good.
Mission Impossible is
those are really good movies.
Yeah, I slept on them for a while because I don't know what. This is so stupid. Mission Impossible 3 had so many wild stunts that I was like, this is so unrealistic. You can't enjoy it. And then I didn't watch the next two until the newest one I did go watch. And I was like, why have I been sleeping on this series? Why did I want this realistic thing to exist? These are amazing.
It's easy. I'm going to go back. Tom Cruise? I don't know what it was. No, I'm not a Tom Cruise hater. I don't necessarily like him as a person, but I also don't know him as a person. So I guess what I've been told about him, I'm like, he really understands the movie industry. And I can't do anything but appreciate him. I think he's one of the best actors out there. I think he should be on your top 5 if he's not. Like, I don't know about top 5, but he's damn good. He's better than people, would give him. He gets it from the Scientology stuff, which he deserves. He deserves to be shit on because of the way he's treated some of his exes and all that stuff.
Absolutely.
And then he also deserves to be forgiven for some of those things because we don't know his personal life and we shouldn't be judging everyone's personal lives so closely.
I agree. I went through that same phase too, where I was like, oh, fuck him for this stuff that I'm hearing in the media. And then today I'm like,
so I would probably let Tom Cruise kill me.
There you go.
I want to die in the Tom Cruise stunt.
You could be the Tom Cruise stunt man. Well, no, you can't be the Tom Cruise stunt man. You'll never die. Because he's going to do the stunt.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want to die in one of his stunts. I don't want to die impersonating him as his stunt man. I want to be a stunt man on set.
What if you were the stunt cameraman and you died and no one got to see this stunt because you died?
See, that would be upsetting. Like if somehow I'm able to see myself from my deathbed or my death existence.
Yeah.
And I look down or whatever. And I see that they're like, out of respect for him, we're just not going to release that footage. I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? I went through all of that to not get that's a good shot right there. At least use that shot.
Honestly, I think Tom would be like, no, dude. I think he would fight for it.
Yeah, he probably would.
I mean, like I said, from what I understand, Tom Cruise loves the film industry. Like, he fucking does. Yeah. And he would be like, it's disrespectful to not use the footage. Like,
right. That's how I would think. Yeah, a Tom Cruise stunt would be cool. Like, I think it would be funny. The funnier one is the cameraman. But what I would probably be best or happiest with is like going down with the airplane or something, like on accident. Problem happened, and then like
on the stunt. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. They're crashing a plane, like in the last movie. They crashed.
Right, exactly.
Motorcycle.
That's why I said airplane.
So they're crashing a plane for the next Mission Impossible movie, and you can't get out of it. And that's how you die. That's pretty solid.
The scene shows, the scene where Bane's got like all the guys on the airplane. He's like, no, brother, you must stay behind. And he kills the guy, basically. It's like kind of like that where we're taking off. But instead of the no, brother, everyone's like, get the fuck off. We got to get off the plane. They're shooting a missile at us. And I'm like, ah. And they're like, Adrian, you cue the explosions on the airplane. Get that guy off the airplane. He's like, he says his seatbelt's stuck, sir. No, shit, already pushed the
button. That's pretty good. So you want a comedic death or an animal to maul you. I want an epic death or an animal to maul me. So the moral of the story here is
pretty epic. I think a unique animal is pretty epic.
I think so. So the moral of the story is Adrian and I are going to start going on some safaris and
we're going to start creating stunts.
We're going to start creating stunts and we're probably going to end up dying by animal soon. So if you're not watching or listening to our podcast or following BamBam-O-Rama, it's time to start now. And
do yourself a favor. Go watch Powder. Go watch Phenomenon. Go watch Gone in 60 Seconds. And go watch the Mission Impossible movies.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's saying they're going to change your life.
Right. As always, I do want to say a good friend of ours released his second EP. It is available on Spotify and Apple Music. Right now, from what I understand, Apple Music has a better payout for musicians. So if you are an Apple Music member, please listen to it on that to help us out the best you can. However, if you don't use Apple Music, then listen to it by any. That's not plugging for Apple. That is plugging for musicians.
So that's Louie and the Liars. I'm going to put a link to their Facebook profile in this podcast description. And of course, there's Apple Music. We do like to throw Jeremy Calley out there. If you're looking for a guitar, please make sure you look up Jeremy Calley guitars. We're going to include his link here on Facebook. And of course, Jackson's Lost Cause on the 24th. So that's 11 days from this podcast, you will be able to catch him and John Pankey at Bar 10 in Odessa, Texas.
And I just learned that Louie's going to be on that show as well, too. So the band
that's
that
right,
we
I did
just
see
plugged will be a part of that show as well.
So make sure that you guys are also checking out the YouTube versions of all this. And we do have that new WWE sketch out that came out about 13 days ago now. So if you haven't looked at that, please make sure you go do.
Y'all have a wonderful day. Love y'all. Thank you for listening.
Love y'all.